Hello, thank you for coming back. At the time of this video, it's 5 a.m. So if I'm not exuberant and shining bright like the sun, you're gonna have to excuse me because I'm a little tired. Anyways, the subject of this video is a new purchase. Believe it or not, I purchased something other than a Colt 1911. As you can see on my channel, I have many Colt 1911 videos, and it's time for something new. So I just went out and purchased something new. That being said, this is the Smith & Wesson Bodyguard 2.0 Performance Center model with the compensated barrel and the manual safety. Now there's 4 models of this pistol, as many of you might be familiar with if you're tuning into this video. Without the compensated barrel, without the safety, with the plate, yada yada. This one here is a bit of a Frankenstein. It has a couple things going for it and a couple things not going for it, which I will point out. What prompted me to buy this particular model, the Performance Center model, was the fact that it had just this, the compensated barrel. Now, I don't have any experience with the non-compensated model, but many of the videos I've been watching have advised, if you don't already have it, go ahead and get the compensated model. But if you already have the non-compensated model, you're not going to know much of a difference. So, this is part 1 of a 2-part series on this pistol. I haven't shot it yet. That will be later today. I won't be able to give you any kind of detailed experience on if I can notice a difference with the compensator. I'll do my best to see if it feels like it's doing anything, as I've shot other micro pistols before. Additionally, like I said, this is a bit of a Frankenstein. Even though it has the compensated barrel, the ambidextrous safety, it doesn't have the RMR plate footprint or whatever size dot sight would typically go on this size slide. This particular dot sight caught my eye when I purchased the pistol. Just like any other non-optics ready pistol, you have to use an adapter into the dovetail. So on top of not being able to tell you if I could feel a difference with the compensator, I won't be able to tell you how it shoots with the iron sights, because I took that off immediately. But from my understanding, with this model, the Performance Center model, They've upgraded the front sight to a night sight, which is a nice neon dot that serves as a night sight as well. And the rear sight was a traditional iron with no dots on it. I took that off. It was a bit of a pain, but it came off. I was scared that I was gonna do some damage, but if you know me, I can't leave anything alone, so I had to use primitive tools to try and remove it, which thankfully was successful. Typically I wouldn't put a dot on a non-optics ready pistol because that's frowned upon by a lot of my peers and colleagues, and a lot of you probably. But what makes this particular dot sight special is that it overhangs the slide, and that's what Viridian has done with this dot sight to accommodate the lack of a footprint. So that gives you an additional point of contact. You torque down these two torque screws to approximately 15 to 20 inch-pounds. I didn't use a torque wrench to do it, so I got as close as I could, and also it's Loctited. So at the range we'll see if it comes loose. It's a green dot, if I can get it to show up on camera. There it is. It's a shake-away. In real life, that green dot is not that big, so if you're looking to get one of those dots, don't let that turn you off. It's a normal dot just like any other dot sight, and the green is good for people with astigmatism. Now, why did I get this pistol? Well, to the left and the right, you can see I have the full-size M&P 2.0 9mm, and to the right you have the old Walther PPK. If you're unlike me and you're in a state where you can have more than 10 rounds, the Bodyguard comes with a 14-round magazine and a 10-round magazine. Mine came with two 10-round magazines. That's all you're allowed to carry in this state. So, that being said, that sweetens the deal a little bit if you're able to get a 14-round magazine and carry that. As a comparison here, from left to right, I got a 32, which the Walther takes 8 rounds of in a single stack magazine. The 380, as we went over, 10 or 14. The original Bodyguard holds 12 in its extended magazine, and you got 9. So why would I pick the 380 over possible guns like the 365, the 43X, and the traditional Walther PPK that is chambered in 380? Well, what I can say, the main thing that made me want this pistol in the first place was the ergonomics. The way that it fits your hand is something that you'd have to get to the gun store and try out. It just fits. You get a high grip purchase on it. and your other 3 booger hooks fit. You can get the extended base plate, or of course the extended magazine already comes with an extended base plate. The pistol is very light. I don't know the exact weight of it. However, compared to the full steel frame of the PPK and the amount of metal in a full-size pistol slide, you wouldn't believe how light this gun is. And that's what I got this for. I have other pistols, as you can tell, but I got this for everyday pocket carry. And they say that the best gun that you can carry is the one you have with you. You can get one of these little containers, hold some additional rounds. Not that you should need them, but it's better to have them and not need them than it is to not have them and need it. So all of this little pouch, my blade, the box of matches, the gun, and an extra magazine all fit in my pocket. I leave the house and I don't even think about it. Keep in mind I haven't shot this pistol yet. So in part 2 I'll cover how it feels actually shooting the gun for the first time. I believe this has been on the market for about 6 months, this particular Bodyguard 2.0 with the compensated barrel. So you get even more concealability with the regular one without the compensator. I won't be able to give you a metric on how the iron sights work because I'll be sighting in the Viridian dot, and I feel like I'll have a nice little everyday pocket carry gun that won't give you carry fatigue. And what is carry fatigue? To me, carry fatigue is something I think that most people experience when they concealed carry, and that's sitting down and your gut overlaps the gun, it's pressing into you. That's adjusting to make sure that you're not imprinting, or if you reach for something, the gun pops out and somebody can see the grip. You don't want to run into any of those problems. In the winter, not much of a factor when you're wearing a coat. So this is mainly spring and summer gun. But I personally feel like I'll be carrying this all year because I like to travel light. The big guns are good in a range bag. You bring them to the range and you shoot. Would I prefer something like a SIG 365 or my 43X to carry, or even a Glock 19? Yes, I would, but I've discovered, having carried my Glock 43X, having carried other subcompact 9mm pistols, they just don't make one that feels like you're not carrying anything as they do the Bodyguard. So the sacrifice is $380, but is to be determined if that's a real sacrifice, because the chances of you actually needing to shoot in a situation where your life's threatened are slim. But the idea of leaving your gun behind, or leaving it in the car, or leaving it when you go somewhere where you have to sit down, defeats the whole purpose of carrying anyways. So if you have something light like this, and you can put it in your pocket, you can put it in a coat pocket, you're gonna keep it on you. You're not gonna be inclined to leave it, which is a bad practice anyway. So in part 2, I'll get to the range and try this pistol out, and hopefully it meets all my expectations and I can add it into my rotation for everyday carry. I'll see you in part 2.